4 over there, which the deck 4 is the IEP.
Okay.
Those are Natalie's present level statement, so where she's at right now, and what's going on. So she explained those for you.
For what I found in class.
And we sent home all the draft meetings, so you've read those
yes,
as well.
I have read through those.
Okay. So now I'm going to explain a little bit of the goals that we have come up with for her.
Okay.
Based off of her present level and the statements in the IEP.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with them in reading, math, and behavior. And our goal is to really create appropriate goals that will help Natalie grow in all 3 of those areas.
Okay.
And so for reading, what we think is an appropriate goal would be, given a 3rd grade reading passage, Natalie will read with 75% accuracy with a 60-second time limit, 4 out of 5 trials.
Okay. And what was she at before?
She was at 60%
60,
on
so
3rd
she
grade.
needs to go up 10%. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's 15%.
Yeah,
She was at
70%,
percent accuracy with the 2nd grade level, so we're hoping to get that accuracy at a 3rd grade level.
And I think this will really help with her fluency and decoding skills. And this is an annual goal as well, so she'll have all year to work on this goal. And we make sure we provide ways for her to get to this goal.
Yeah. I'll be tracking it through like our quick 60-second reading tests in class.
And will I be getting progress reports on these goals?
Yes, I will be typing those up and getting them.
Yeah, we want communication. We want to know how she's doing and what's going on and what you can do at home also to help her.
Okay.
Okay, so for math, she's able to count to 100 and she's good at single-digit addition and subtraction. So we want to really build on the skills that she already has because she's pretty confident in those skills. So we think that a good goal for her is given 20 3rd grade level double-digit addition and subtraction equations. She will correctly answer 12 or more in 4 out of 5 trials. So we think that's really going to build on her skills that she already has. She can do single-digit, and so she's very confident in math as well. So we think that this is going to be really motivating for her, I think, especially.
Yeah, we started doing those flashcards, but she gets a little off track when she can't get them off. Gets frustrated.
Oh, I know.
And then for behavior, as you know, she's very social. She loves her friends and loves talking to, I know she comes up to the principal in the hallway and starts chatting. And so sometimes she uses being able to talk to her friends to avoid those multi-stepped problems that she has to work on, which it happens. Kids like to do that. But for her behavior, we want her to try to work on and complete assignments that are multi-stepped, containing a minimum of 3 problems by the end of a class period for 10 consecutive school days. And so we really want her to still enjoy being social and enjoy school, and I think this goal is going to help her do both. She can still be social, but we want her to focus.
Yes, I agree.
And have appropriate relations and interactions with her peers.
Okay, and so moving down on the deck 4, next we are going to look at classroom participation and accommodations.
Okay.
So, she struggles in reading and math, and so accommodations we think that she would benefit from would be in reading, math, and language arts, which reading and language arts are kind of combined. And accommodations are not meant to give her an advantage over the other students, but they're meant to help level the playing field. So we want her to have the same advantage as every other student in the class, and
she just needs that extra help.
Right, to be able to help her achieve. And so we are thinking, and of course you had input in this, preferential seating, extended time, and testing in a separate room for language arts. For math, we are thinking extended time marked in her textbook and testing in a separate room. And reading, extended time and testing in a separate room. So I'll explain those a little bit to you. The preferential seating just means she'll be up close near the teacher. It's going to really help minimize distractions, and the teacher can have close proximity.
I think she works better with a little bit of extra attention, so I think
definitely in small groups and one-to-one. When I'm close in proximity to her, she tends to focus and get her
work done. She's being watched.
Exactly. So I've agreed to, if you're okay with it, have move her desk a little bit closer to the board. And
as long as it's not obvious, I wouldn't want. I know she's going through a hard time going through all this testing and stuff. I just don't want her to.
Of course not. Yeah, we definitely take that into consideration.
So next, the extended time, we think 50% extra time on tests would just
Okay.
really give her more time to focus. And we noticed that a lot of times she worries so much about running out of time and less on the actual problem.
Yeah.
So having that, she knows she has the extra time. If she needs it, she doesn't need it, she doesn't have to use it.
And
I
I
like
think,
that.
I think we all agreed that her being in a separate room, she tends to see how fast everybody else is going and how she's running out of time, and then she gets frustrated and just doesn't want to. So I think she'd have more freedom to get her.
I like both of those accommodations.
Okay,
as
great.
you call them.
And then only kind of different thing in math, writing her answers like on the actual test or like the end of year test, you know, they have to circle and then bubble it in. She sometimes gets frustrated having to transfer over the answers, and we feel that that takes time away from her being able to actually do the work.
Okay.
So she would just get to answer all of her questions in the test book, wouldn't have to worry about a bubble sheet, and that's really going to help with her.
Because I know last year she talked about those bubble sheets all day. She was not happy with it. She was like, Mom, I couldn't transfer them.
And so all these accommodations are for all tests, everything in the classroom, for benchmarks and EOGs. So she's going to get time to practice with these accommodations in the classroom before she uses them on any type of standardized test. And we think that this is just really going to help her in the classroom and give her more confidence.
Yeah, I'll be providing these accommodations during our in-class quizzes and the minute math and everything like that, so that she, when it does come to testing time for benchmarks and end of grade testing, that she'll be able, she'll be used to it and feel more comfortable.
Okay.
And especially during tests and any kind of state testing, if she does not take the accommodations, you'll be notified, so you'll know.
So she, as a little third grader, has the right to refuse the accommodations, or?
I think the big thing, we want to teach her a lot about these accommodations and empower her. And so I think once she knows that I'm not getting these because I'm not smart, I'm getting these because it's going to help me do better.
Yeah. I mean, I will most definitely talk to her about it, but I think that coming from her teachers and understanding why she's getting extra time, she's not getting extra time because she's too late. I think it's important for her to
along with these skills, we want to, foster independence and being able to advocate for herself and know what she needs and what she doesn't, and help her understand that she is very smart. She's a great girl, but she just needs a little extra help sometimes.
A little push.
Okay, and next I think we're going to talk about the next little part in the IEP, which is the LRE statement. And I think Ms. Hutchins is going to talk about that.
This is the least restrictive environment. Obviously, we would love to have Natalie in my class, my general education third grade class, all day, every day. But unfortunately, right now, that's not working out best for her.
Okay.
In her best interest, we've found that based on the deficits in language arts and reading and math and her behavior, we have come up with, we think, is like the best minimum amount of support that she'll need. And we could always add or take away at further meetings if you're not comfortable with it. So what we've come up with is we're recommending that she be given pulled out and push in services. So pulled out services is that for 5 times a week for 120 minutes each time, so for 2 hours every day, she will be pulled out by a special education teacher and go to a resource classroom to get more one-on-one help. Yeah, should be with Miss Webster, getting more one-on-one help when my class is doing more independent work. I think should benefit from being in a separate room, but we also don't want to keep her out of the classroom, away from her peers the whole day. So we've kind of proposed that she has 5 days a week every day. She has 30 minutes with Ms. Webster or any other special education staff providing services to her in my classroom.
Okay.
So that might be in small group work in the back of the room or going around and giving her extra help. It would definitely wouldn't be secluded of her in the corner with a teacher alone. We'd want to kind of include everyone and make it seem natural, because we don't want to call any unwanted attention to her.
I appreciate that. I think both of those.
We think this is like the best. We think this is the best plan. Obviously, it was a whole IEP team decision, and you weigh in a lot on that.
So those 2 hours where she's being pulled out, is that
Yes.
like she's being pulled out for language arts, reading, and math? Is that when you're doing language arts, reading, and math, or is this when she's in her specials? Okay.
Yes, no, she'll still be in her specials
Okay.
with all of the other students, and should be pulled out when I'm teaching whole class instruction,
Mhm.
because we think that she would benefit more from
Yeah.
one-on-one or small group.
Okay.
Right. And I'll be able to really drill down those skills, and it's probably going to be a small group setting where there'll be other students in there with her, so she's still going to get to be social. She's not going to feel like she's missing out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we can just really drill down on those skills that we know will help her meet her goals.
And just on the specials, will her specialist teachers understand